Hello dear students, today I am continuing lesson number 6, Sea Fever by John Masefield. Open your textbook at page number 48. Today we will learn the second stanza of the poem. I must go down to the seas again for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. So the second stanza starts again with the refrain, I must go down to the seas again. This is the eternal urge of the poet for voyaging, for traveling to the sea. And he puts the blame on the running tide and the call of the sea. Why? Because the poet is a nature lover. He cannot but going to the sea. So, he says that the dynamic tide calls him, and the call is the wild, strong, uncontrollable call, and it is a clear call. That means it is a clear, strong urge that the poet cannot deny from his heart. You know what tide is? Tide means rise and fall of sea water. Level, seawater level by the combined effects of gravitational forces exerted by moon, sun and the rotation of earth. তোমরা সবাই ছোটবেলায় বইয়ে জোয়ার ভাটাটা পড়েছো, সুতরাং এটা নতুন করে বোঝানোর কিছু নেই। So, the call of the running tide, dynamic tide, high tide, when it is a high tide, the water level raises, and when it is low tide, the water level falls down or decreases. So the ship's journey must be affected by a high tide or a low tide. The tide here is described as running. Running means dynamic tide. And here is a clear imagery of the strong attraction of the sea, which the poet cannot deny. Look at the phrase, the call of the running tide is a wild call. So, a tide is an inanimate object. It cannot call. But here is also, we can see the usage of personification. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying. So, the poet here also asks in the second stanza, what does he ask? He asks for windy day. That means the day must be full of favorable winds. Favorable for what? Favorable for voyaging. With the white clouds flying. So maybe he is awaiting for a sunny day when the white clouds are flying in the sky and the gentle wind is blowing and the plum spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. So the poet not only loves the sea, but he also loves the creatures of the sea. Seagulls is a particular type of bird that can be seen in the sea. They are generally of white color with a gray and black in his body, and their beak is a flat. So you will see it in the books. And the plum spray and the blown spume. Plum spray means flung is the past participle of fling. So the ship is emitted smoke and debris, etc. when it is going through the sea. And the blown spume. Spume means foam or froth. What is foam? Foam is a mass of small bubbles that is forming a liquid, type of liquid. So when the wind blows, the spume is also flying. So blown spume, blown is the past participle of blow. The spume is blown by the strong wind. This is a clear description of the poet's voyaging to the sea. So students, today up to this, thank you, goodbye.